Immigration is the new anti-abortion issue. Immigration is one of those thorny issues that has been in the news forever. The debate on how to control the influx of people coming into the United States has been going on through at least the past 4 presidents. It's back again. The apparent concern is that we have people coming into America illegally. Okay, fine. I think we can all agree that if someone wants to come to America, that they should do so legally. What seems to be missing in the debate is what's driving the desire to come here. We are told that our nation is more divided than ever, so why would you want to move to a country that's so polarized? Why would you want to move to a country that takes 15 tries for a majority party to elect a Speaker of the House, only to discard this person after 269 days? Why would anyone want to come to America when a member of the Republican-controlled dysfunctional House heard one of the majority members declare, and I quote, "One thing I want my Republican colleagues to give me, one thing, that I can go campaign on and say that we did. Anybody sitting in the complex, if you want to come down to the floor and come explain to me one meaningful, significant thing the Republican majority has done besides, well, I guess it's not as bad as the Democrats." Perhaps we might be better served if we gave a few seconds of thought to why people would want to leave their homeland to come here. The first is obvious. They believe they can find work and have a better life. That would imply that they can't find work where they live and have a pretty bad life. It sounds like the same thing that happened in America during the Great Depression, when people were forced to leave one part of America and move to another in hopes of finding employment and a better life. Was there bitter opposition towards those folks who relocated? You bet. And I quote, "The displacement of the American workforce and farming communities caused families to split up or to migrate from their homes in search of work. Hoovervilles, or shanty towns built of packing crates, abandoned cars, and other scraps, sprung up across the nation. Fellow Americans forced to flee their farms were looked down upon as second-class citizens. Currently, people are leaving their homeland for exactly the same reasons our fellow Americans fled and moved to California." Quote, "Push factors may include conflict, drought, famine, lack of jobs, and discrimination. Pull factors are those factors in the destination country that attract the individual or groups to leave their homes. Better economic opportunities, more jobs, and the promise of a better life often pull people into new locations," unquote. Those who profess outrage over the so-called border crisis have had ample opportunity to actually do something about it. You may recall that the previous administration's solution was to build a wall. The Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House at that time, but still couldn't adequately address the problem. Inaction is what has led us to where we are today. As this piece is being written, the same party that couldn't find a solution to dealing with immigration is now threatening to withhold much-needed aid to both Ukraine and Israel. Somehow, they think that by holding financial aid hostage, that they can get something done with the border issue. Of course, they know full well that this ploy will not succeed, but that's not what matters. What matters is the optics. They want people to believe that they're actually doing something. Combine this with the fact that their titular head of the party is a big fan of Russia's Vladimir Putin. This now becomes it's known as a twofer. On the one hand, they get to have another wedge issue, which is important now that they believe that the abortion issue has fallen by the wayside. On the other hand, they get to cuddle up to their corrupt, indicted authoritarian leader. It's a win-win, except for the fact that we all lose. Letting Ukraine fall into Russia's hands serves only to destabilize the world. The right thing to do would be to have all members of Congress sit down and have a genuine discussion on the root cause of the problem and how best to fix that. What role might America play in helping our neighbors to the south create jobs and have a better life? We know how to do it. In the past 3 years, the current administration has created 14 million jobs, held the unemployment rate below 4% for 22 months. We know what needs to be done and roughly how to do it. The problem is one party doesn't want to see the other party succeed. It's in their best interest to not solve problems, but to use the problem for their political advantage and to divide us. This is the opposite of leadership. The representative from Texas was correct when he cried, quote, "I want my Republican colleagues to give me one thing that I can go home and campaign on and say that we did." Good luck with that. My name is Bob Stannard. This is The View from my place, and I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all very happy holidays and hopefully a way better New Year's.